Daniel Sowards here with Ale&Com. One of the things I love the most about my job is serving as a consultant with my clients and helping them craft their L&D efforts for the year. So at the start of 2019, I've been getting a lot of questions about where to start with onboarding, specifically around new hires who need to be trained in a certain job function and go through general compliance training. So I put together a list of the 4 things that I think are most important when considering onboarding. Number 1, really focusing on brand training within your onboarding. It's a great opportunity for a company to work with new employees to really get them engaged with who the corporation is, what their mission is, and how to represent the company well. If you can't train your employee and get them to fall in love with your brand, I can guarantee you're not going to get that with your clients and customers. Number 2, make it fun and engaging. There's no reason why an onboarding program should be boring or should be lackluster in any way. You want to sell your employees on what working for your company is going to be like, and you want to do that from day one. I can say from my own personal experience, the companies I've worked with that don't have a good onboarding program are so easy to disengage with immediately. And if you don't engage with that employee, they're not going to stick around. Bamboo HR actually put together a report on onboarding, and I'll go through and give you a couple highlights on that report. Employees who receive effective culture training were over 12 times as likely to feel committed to their organization versus poorly trained employees. I can't stress enough how important this is. If you do not effectively onboard and train your employees on your brand and who you are, they are not going to feel committed to you, and you're going to waste a ton of money on onboarding someone who's going to leave 3 to 6 months later. 91% of people who received a strong onboarding experience reported a sense of connection to their organization. Out of employees who had a highly effective onboarding experience, 99%, 1, received introduction to key people, and 2, participated in get-to-know-you activities. The third tip I'd recommend for your onboarding program is assigning every new hire a mentor. Assigning each new hire a mentor is going to be really important to keep that employee learning and growing within the company and really feel like the company is investing in them. And that mentor will really be able to help shape that employee's experience, but also help guide that person if they're struggling in any particular area. The 4th element that I'd add to your onboarding is innovation. Having a blended approach of both instructor or mentor-led and web-based training is ideal. But having web resources available to your new employee is going to be essential. And it keeps all of your new hire information organized. Paper-based onboarding is a recipe for disaster. Those are my 4 tips for making a great onboarding experience. Now there's a lot more that you could talk about with an onboarding, but those are just 4 ideas to really up your experience in 2019. And one other thing I'd add is a lot of people feel like they need to invest a ton of money into their onboarding. Now, if you have the budget to do that, awesome. I think that if you're going to invest in a training, onboarding is where you should do it, next to sales enablement. Thanks so much for watching. Leave any comments about onboarding techniques that you found useful in your practice, and feel free to reach out for any ideas or suggestions on future videos to do.